Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Beggs on the Used Car Market. I'm Ricky Beggs, Editorial Director at Black Book. Each year we like to sit down with the current leadership team of the National Auto Auction Association to get their insight into the market and hear their plans to support the wholesale market channels. Here is that interview. We're extremely pleased to have with us this year's leadership of the National Auto Auction Association, Jack Nash, President for this year, and Ellie Johnson, Vice President of the NAAA this year. Thanks for joining us, and we're glad to have you down here, and also Frank, who's kind of in the background today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Hey, during these next few minutes, let's just talk a little bit about your insight into the market, how you see things, what the plans are for NAAA. You ready for that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, first of all, congratulations. You spent a year as Vice President traveling the country with Paul Lips, and now you're the President of NAAA for the next year. Kind of give me an idea of what you think you're going to do driving the ship this year, and a little bit of your background experience in the industry.
Well, we visited 65 auctions last year, and we got quite a lot of input. It was very nice to talk to a lot of the general managers and get the feedback of what they were experiencing in the market. And one of the things moving forward is we want to continue to visit auctions, and we want to concentrate on a lot of auctions that have never had a visit from NAAA. We've had a lot of member auctions that have never seen anybody from NAAA, and they've always supported us, so those are the auctions we're going to concentrate on this year.
Now, are there more than 65 that are going to get visited this year, maybe?
Probably not. We want to spend a little time at home this year, but we do have a schedule worked out, and I think we're going to, it's going to be exciting, some of the auctions that we're going to hit.
Well, that's great. You mentioned staying at home. What keeps you busy when you're in Boston but not at the auction?
I love playing with old cars and classic cars. I have a couple, and I go to a lot of classic car shows, mm-hmm. and that I enjoy, and a little motorcycling in between, and that's what I try to do in my spare time.
And I think you actually have a motorcycle charity event that the auction helps sponsor?
We do. We're going into our 14th year this year. We've raised just under $600,000 for children's charities, and we're looking forward to doing it again this year and having a great event. We have a lot of our staff that gets involved, the community gets involved, and we've really been successful with it, and we have a lot of fun with it too, and it's for a good cause.
And I know I'm down here in the South, but I have a brother-in-law I think has actually been involved in that event one year that lives up in Westwood.
That's right in the area where we have it, and that's one of the areas that's benefited from our charities. So
fantastic. And Ellie, you're general manager of Manheim, North Carolina, and Kinley, North Carolina.
Yes.
Can you give me a little information about your background in the industry?
I started when I was 23. My father actually built the auction I'm at. We opened up in '84, and in '97 I became general manager and have been in that position ever since.
And now active in NAAA?
Absolutely.
Ellie, I recently saw you in San Diego at National Remarketing Conference, and I think I'll probably see you in March in Vegas at the NAAA and CAR and IAR conference. What was the one thing that really caught your attention in San Diego about the industry?
It was actually my first time being at NRC, and with the consigners being there and how involved they are in their association and how involved they seem to be in the whole industry and their outlook of what they want for the industry, it really is exciting to see that from the consignor.
Yeah. And it's got to be a good relationship between that consignor and the auctions for sure.
Absolutely, and we saw that out there.
Very good. You know, just a minute ago we talked about how much you had traveled. Does Ellie need to be prepared for any special jokes or anything this year during the travels around the country that you dealt with Paul?
Well, Paul was very good, and we're pretty much joked out, but I'm not going to tip my hand at this point.
Sorry. You know, with the amount of time that both of y'all will be spending with the association traveling around the country at your auction, what do you expect to go on back there, and how many late night emails and phone calls will there be while you're gone?
Well, I know in Boston I'm very fortunate. I have a great staff and a great staff of managers, and they handle things pretty well. And this past year is when it got tested out, and it proved successful. So I think we're going to continue with that, and with the support that I have, I think I'll be good moving forward.
Good. Ellie, how about your team in North Carolina?
Absolutely. They a very strong management staff there. I have Marty Rohde as my AGM, and he's very supportive of this position, and also the direct reports I have there, they've got a lot of longevity with the auction.
Great, great. Now, after a couple of years in the industry, really tough times when we went from, 17 million cars down to 10.3 million new car sales. Ultimately, that's a lot of trade-ins because of that aren't going to be there because of the sales levels being different. That's really changed the market a lot. Now I think we're almost back to the level of pre-recession levels of inventory possibly. How do you see that coming back as far as coming back to the physical auctions, and then even expanding a little further with what you have to offer?
It's an exciting time. I think we all learned some lessons on how to run the auction and how to run lean, and I think it's something that we won't take for granted. And the feedback we got on our auction visits this year was that they were seeing the volumes come back and they were seeing the conversions coming back, but I don't think we really saw that initial spring spike that we saw over the past year's pre-recession. I think it's been more consistent, more of a steady rise in volume and values.
As we head into 2014, now we're going to have more volume coming back. How do you see the vehicle values and the sales percentages take place at the auction now that there's going to be a little more volume?
I think the values will remain strong, and hopefully the conversions will remain consistent. We really didn't see that spike in the spring that we usually got, but we did remain consistent in volume and values, and I think that's how we'll be looking at moving forward for 2014.
Another section of the auction industry is the specialty market, with power sports, with collectible cars, with heavy-duty trucks. How do you see that piece of the market going on? And then one of the other things is, with both of you, one being from Odessa and one being from Mannheim, there's been some changes in the structure there within the specialty markets. How do you see the specialty markets?
I think it's become regionalized in some of the specialty sales in regards to marine, off-road vehicles. I think that's become very regionalized, but I think the truck market, we have seen a gain in. And I think the power sports may remain a little bit on the leaner side right now, just due to the fallout from lack of business back in 08 to 11.
And Ellie, from the Mannheim side, a little change in the specialty markets there as well. What do you see in that section?
We've changed some of our organization to a more regional environment, and also we are seeing some increase with the construction equipment, and also with the work vans, work trucks. We're seeing a rise in the values there.
The economy's helped that probably as much
Absolutely.
as anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are a couple of the issues that you want to address or accomplish as president of the association this year?
Things we want to continue is the legislature and Day on the Hill, which has been very successful, and with the relationships we've formed with NADA and NIADA, I think it's been a very powerful tool. I think one of the things is with the conversion of the magazine now and on the block coming out bi-monthly, we're finally going to be able to get a lot of news into the dealers' hands that they haven't been able to see before. And with that, a lot of the legislature that's going on monitoring what's being introduced and anything that could have a negative impact on our industry.
Now, which side of the magazine is the front and which side is the back? Whichever side's up?
Whichever side is up.
That was an interesting way to put the magazine out. It sure was. It caught my attention. I thought, wait a minute, I just turned this over. Now it's the other way.
We've had a lot of positive feedback on that, and again, it's a tool that we've never had before, and it just shows what the associations are doing for the dealers. Yeah. And the dealers can see the benefit of dealing with NAAA member auctions.
Yeah. And Ellie, as far as Vice President of the Association this year, you've got a year to start planning and kind of think about some of the ideas that you want to have as a platform. Have you already started putting some of those thoughts together?
Well, feeding off of what Jack has put in place with the associations, and we also are seeing with the National Auctioneer Association, we're doing a lot of things with them. We're monitoring their legislative issues that come up, and also we're getting some of the state chapters with the NAAA to actually join the National Auto Auction Association.
Good. Now, another thing that's been going on in the industry for about the last year and a half is TPC Management has been putting together something called Auction Academy. and I'm sure both of you are aware of that. What do you see happening from this program? What are the advantages of that?
I think it's a great program to build bench strength in the auctions. It introduces a training into an industry that I don't think would be available anywhere else, and it really educates a lot of the family members in the family auctions and the independent auctions on what's going on with the industry and what to expect.
I think it's a good opportunity, and one of the things I've seen at different events throughout the year, and even at NAAA last fall, is some of the people in that auction academy are now attending NAAA events, now attending other industry events as well. It just gives them a broader view of the picture. Hey, just around the corner is 2014. What do you think is going to happen in the business world, in the auction industry, and in the whole car industry? What do you think is going to happen in 2014?
It's an exciting time. It's humbling to be president. I'm looking forward to working with Ellie this coming year, and I think we're going to be looking at the volumes coming back, like you had mentioned, to pre-recession. I think online is going to be a huge impact, and something that's going to continue to grow. And that's one of the areas that we're going to concentrate on, also with the auto grading and the auction standards training. We want to build confidence in that online buying.
And some of the things you just mentioned, Ellie, at the same time, I understand there's a lot of things about multi-platform selling. You want to touch on that for us?
Yes, I think we're very close to having that ready and having it out, and I think that's going to be a huge advantage to all of the auctions in our industry.
So the more eyes you can get on the car, the quicker the better?
Absolutely.
All right, we're coming to Boston in the
Yes.
fall. What have you got planned for us?
It's exciting. It'll really give us a chance to showcase our city. It's been 40 years since the convention's been in Boston, so we're very excited. It's the hotel is right downtown Boston. It's the Sheraton Boston Hotel, and we're hoping for a great turnout. And we'd like to invite anybody who was able to attend. We think they'd have a very nice time and get a lot of value out of the convention also.
Now, there's a little more excitement happening in Boston in the spring. Don't you have a championship for the Auctioneers Association in Boston this year?
We do. In May, we have the World Automobile Auctioneer Championship, which was held in Waco, Texas last year, and we're the first Odessa to host it, and we're very excited to have it in the Northeast.
Well, fantastic. Any final message that you'd like to pass along to the viewers of this video?
I think it's been a humbling experience and an exciting experience to be a part of this association, the NAAA, with the people that are involved and the support we've received. It's exciting, and I'm just looking forward to 2014, an exciting year, and getting some programs accomplished with Ellie.
Yeah, Ellie, final message?
I'm looking forward to this year, and certainly am very fortunate that I have this opportunity to spend with Jack and to be the president-elect and coming in as president. So I'm excited.
And we will have the accents worked out by the end of 2014.
Maybe.
Hey, I think mine's more like Ellie's, so I'm on her side.
I'm outnumbered.
Well, thank you both for joining us today. It is a pleasure to talk with you and for you to be able to pass your thoughts along to people in the industry. And one of the things that I say just about every week when we finish this video is we look forward to seeing you on the auction lanes again this week.